Federer has the advantage. 4-3 he leads, and of course they met last at the Australian Open of 2004 in the semi-finals, and that was very comfortable for Federer. 6-4, 6-1, 6-4. Well, this match being shown on television all around the world, not just in the Middle East here on the local stations, but also in Europe or the United States, all around the world.
This match will be best of 3 cutters.
This is the current Indesit ATP race for 2005, based of course simply on performances this calendar year. So Marat Safin has a narrow lead over Roger Federer, but Federer may well overtake him, because of course Safin only picked up a 1 point this week. Leighton Hewitt in third, Roddick in fourth. Ivan Lubicic, well, of course he's still in action over on court number 3, playing Fernando Verdasco for the right to play Tim Henman. They're into a third set. It's early in the third set, and we'll keep you posted as to how that third set develops. On the left there is the coach of Juan Carlos Ferrero, that's Antonio Martinez. His physical trainer is Miguel Meso.
Time.
Roger Federer's coach, Tony Roach, not here this week. Of course, they've linked up since the start of the year. And Roger is only going to ask Tony to travel to the majors.
Yeah, it's a good link-up, that one, isn't it? Of course, Tony Roach, formerly a coach of Pat Rafter, who he got to world number 1, Ivan Lendl as well. So Roach, he knows what he's doing, and that's one of the reasons why Federer decided to get his knowledge. Vast experience Roach has of men's tennis. And as Roger said, he doesn't need somebody to tell him how to play, he just needs somebody to guide him, really, and just let him know if he's doing probably things wrong tactically at times in matches.
First set. Roger Federer to serve. Ready? Bye.
So a fine return from Juan Carlos Ferrero as we get this last of the second round matches underway. The winner to play Mikhail Yuzhny in tomorrow's quarterfinals. Wow. Well, that's like the Juan Carlos of old.
Love that.
Yes, quick style. If he can get a break on the board right at the beginning, it'll increase his confidence tenfold.
And I suppose in the psychology of things, Chris, when you are struggling for confidence, you're trying to rebuild your game, this is a great match to have because nobody expects you to win it.
No, true, but you always want to go out and produce your best, and Ferrero knows what he's capable of.
30.
And that must be half the frustration for him, that he's down at 98. He knows that he's better than that. He's a class outfit, Juan Carlos Ferrero. And when you are struggling for form, it's tough to keep it all in perspective at times. Just got to keep working hard, keep your head down. Did say Federer that he was struggling yesterday against Minov due to the fact that he arrived late here from Rotterdam Sunday afternoon to Dubai. It was a quick transition indoors to outdoors, and he said he did struggle with it.
And he's missed that one, and Ferrero does indeed start with a break of serve.
I suppose there's hope for us all, as if the world's most talented player struggles with the transition indoors to outdoors. He is human after all, unbeatable, even though he lost just the 6 matches last year. 11 titles, 3 of them slams. It was quite a year. Agassi once said to me that he was living a dream while he was still playing, and he's still in it. And I wonder whether last year was a bit of a dream for Federer.
Well, he really is struggling for timing at the start of the match.
Game. Ferrero. Ferrero leads. 2 games to love.
Well, a love game for Juan Carlos, and only 2 games played and already 5 unforced errors from Roger Federer.
Fifteen.
Oh, that's very special indeed.
Yeah, that one had sugar all over it. Sweet indeed.
Ferrero. table leads 2 games to 1.
So Federer opens his account, and really some good saving from the Swiss, and he needs it because the ground strokes as yet are not really functioning. 2-1 Ferrero leads with a break.
Yes, Federer start similar to one of his Swiss watches that just needed a clean. The cogs were slightly dirty and grimy. But it's a tough transition to make, and he'd have known coming out here tonight that Juan Carlos Ferrero, even though he's in the doldrums a little bit, is still class, and he'll have to be on his mark tonight, Federer, to get past this man and into the last 8.
Well, of course, photographs as well as pictures, television pictures going around the world, and how about that?
Time.
Going on top of the roof above us. Glad I'm not up there. There's news from court number 3. The match between Ivan Lubicic and Fernando Verdasco tied up at 1-set-all and 3-all. Well, Federer being a little more conservative with his approach here, and he's drawn a couple of errors out of Ferrero. Just long.
15 better. First double fault of the match, and it gives Federer the chance to break back.
I'm not sure from Federer if that was meant to be a drop shot, and he caught it wrong. Certainly it was an unusual shot. It didn't appear even to be trying to draw Ferrero in with a short angle. Just popped it up in the middle of the box.
Oh dear, that's a bad miss from the Spaniard. Good serve, prompted the short reply. Second break point then.
changes from Ferrero. Real box end. Really gets underneath that grip. Rips over the top of the ball. Well, this is more of a Roger point. In control, the spin that he's generating, just pushing his opponent one way, then the other. And at times you don't really appreciate how much spin that he's actually generating off the court, how much the ball moves on the surface.
Break point for the third time. Well, Ferrero cutting it very fine.
Deuce.
Didn't move his feet, Ferrero. A little bit guilty of ball watching. Just came straight to him. Never got in the right position to execute the shot.
Nothing returned this time from Federer, and the fourth break point eludes him.
No, forehand getting him out of trouble at the moment, Ferrero.
Advantage, Ferrero.
Four break points saved by Ferrero. He leads 3-1.
Another confidence-building hold for Ferrero. Was really getting himself into trouble. Federer played a couple of good points to earn the break points.
Tequila.
Subtle skills.
There's quick hands. Read that one well. And there's the athleticism of Federer. So graceful, effortless movement. Well, it's obvious, isn't it, that he's not the world's number 98, Ferrero. He'll be back up there. Let's hope he's back up there as well sometime this year.
That's a brilliant smash, because Federer was nearer the baseline when he hit it than he was the service line. Poetry in motion.
Game, Federer. Ferrero leads 3 games to 2.
Well, I think we can safely say Federer is into the match now, and it'll be fascinating to see if Juan Carlos Ferrero can hold on to this lead. 3-2. The first set, Ferrero with a break of serve.
Roll.
The scoreline that means that Juan Carlos Ferrero has an early break of serve, which he's just managed to cling on to.
Time.
Well, once again, the night session packed out and people having to stand. It really has been lovely to see each night session of the first 4 days of these championships. Sold out. 5,000 capacity of the centre court. An ideal size, I think, for a tournament. Sure, not for the majors, but they're a different kettle of fish. Just long the approach from Federer.
Well, this game so far, totally different version of the last one on the Ferrero serve when he had to face 4 break points.
just wide. Well, that match between Ljubicic and Verdasco is turning into a thriller. It's 5 games all in the final set. Remember, the winner of that will play Tim Henman as we watch this replay. Just wide.
Ferrero leads 4 games to 2.
Minutes gone, and Ferrero once again extends the lead to a clear 2 games.
Out. 59.
First ace of the night from Federer, but Ferrero doesn't think it was.
Roland Hertel says it was as well. Didn't hear an overall, I have to say, from Hertel.
Oh, no, and Federer certainly didn't. So it is a second serve, so cancel that ace.
Well,
Ferrero hitting the ball back and hitting Federer on the head. Light exchange between the two. Well, it was a late decision for Federer to come in. I see here he just waits and then decides to go in. He was nowhere near the service line, caught right in the middle of no man's land.
Chance for the double break then. Ferrero again looking, but this time Hertel is not going to overrule, and that really is the first ace. Amazing half-volley pick-up there by Federer after Ferrero had really connected with the service return.
Game Federer. Ball change. Federer leads 4 games to 3.
So Federer staves off the point for the double break. But Ferrero still has 1 break of serve to his name, and that's why he's leading by 4 games to 3 in the first set. And Chris, my mind goes back to yesterday, Federer against Mina. Mina, a break up in the final set, had a point for a double break. Federer saved it and came roaring back.
Yes, and I think Ferrero will be happy with his start here. He's got the perfect start with an early break, and he's managed to hold on to it into the middle part of the opening set, but he won't feel totally comfortable. I don't think anybody would feel comfortable with just the one break against Roger Federer. But at the moment, he's in control. Salah Talek there on the left, the tournament director. Barrett Godkindi as well, one of the organisers.
New balls in play after the first 7 games.
Love the thing.
Well, this 1-2 punch has served him well so far tonight, Ferrero. Shades of the world #1 form when he got there September of 2003.
Yeah, he's serving well, mixing it up, mixing up the pace.
Ferrero leads 5 games to 3.
So another good service game for Juan Carlos Ferrero. (3-5). Federer must serve to stay in the set. Oh, he's pushed it long.
15-all.
Well, to his credit, he's hanging in here, Federer, because he's not playing his best tennis by a long way. But he's finding some chances just to stay in contact with Ferrero. I'm sure Federer quite looking forward to some time off after this week. He's not playing the Davis Cup for Switzerland in the first round. In the World Group, he's electing to give that a miss.
Yes, his next tournament will be the first Master Series event of the year in Indian Wells in California. Lovely play from Federer that time, the forehand flowing.
Game Federer. Federer leads 5 games to 4.
So 5-4 is the scoreline, which means, of course, that Juan Carlos Ferrero will serve for the set. 5-4, first set. Juan Carlos Ferrero leads first set, about to serve for the set. Over in court number 3, the match between Ivan Lubicic and Fernando Verdasco has reached a final set tiebreak, with the winner of that to play Tim Henman in the quarterfinals. The winner of this will play Mikhail Yuzhny in the quarterfinals. The other quarterfinals, Andre Agassi against Nikolai Davydenko, Tommy Robredo against Nikola Kiefer.
Was good.
Well, another overrule. Again, the 1-2 combination, the variation, of course, that being the drive volley rather than the forehand drive.
39.
Not been successful with that little dink, has he, throughout the evening?
49.
That's good control of the two hands. Ferrero is well balanced as he approaches the ball. 3 set points. The scoreline, I don't think too many people were expecting at the start of this one.
Closes it out to Love, so the number 1 seed and defending champion will have to try to come from behind a set down for a second successive day. (6-4) to Ferrero in 37 minutes.
Well, tip your hat to this man, Juan Carlos Ferrero, who got the break right at the start of this first set, and he clung on to it. Federer was pressing, but he managed to hold on right to the end. And a set of definite highlights for Ferrero. The forehand was working smoothly, was combining it nicely with some big first serves. Federer was desperately trying to get back on an even keel, but mistiming a few. And you go back to the transition he's had to make from Rotterdam indoors in Europe Sunday to here in Dubai in the Middle East. And it's a rough transition even for somebody like Roger Federer, who times the ball pretty much sweetly right from the start. And that was the set point for Ferrero, and it's a big set for him. But don't count out Roger Federer. First serve percentage is excellent from both men, 86% for Federer. good conversion rates on first and second serves, points won. But for Federer, the big one, the break points, 4 in his bag, but none taken.
Second set, Federer to set.
So Federer serving at the start of the second set.
Here's the trademark of Ferrero, the drag cross-court. Plenty of time to select it. It was a well-placed little pick-up from Federer. But Ferrero in this mood, he won't miss too many of those.
Well, the last thing Federer needs is to fall behind at the start of the second set, just as he did at the start of the first. This is getting a bit serious. This time, Federer was waiting for it. It's just moving to his right.
Well, these are dangerous moments for Federer now. A couple of break points right at the start of the second set. Ferrero looking hungry. Well, there it is. A set and a break now to Ferrero. And we really begin to think that Federer's grip on this title, the champion for the last 2 years, is getting rather loose. He is struggling, isn't he, Federer, with his timing, coming off a lot of balls, his weight on the ball falling away, and coupled with the fact that Ferrero, just confidence must be just zooming from a fairly low beginning in that department. It's starting to become 3/4 full.
Federer we know.
Ferrero trying to just pound away from the back of the court with his forehand, but just left that space, and that couldn't have been struck any better by Federer.
Well now, Hertel has made 1 or 2 overrules, hasn't he? And that one makes it a clean winner. 30 all. Just so strange to see this man struggling as he is tonight.
Game. Federer. Leads 2 games to love.
Juan Carlos's girlfriend, Esther, she'll be getting very tense and nervous, I should think, as this would be his best win for a long, long time.
Again, if there was one guy on the tour right now who you couldn't be more pleased for, it would be this one, Juan Carlos Ferrero, because he had a dreadful year last year, injuries and illness and lack of form, confidence, and he's a nice guy. People like him on the tour. This really would be a huge boost for him.
And Federer's game is just crumbling.
Love that.
Chance this was, in total control of the rally. Just didn't get underneath the ball enough and over the top of it to get the initial elevation. Still think that if Federer can just keep this to the 1 break, there's life in it. A double break, and I'm not so sure, even with Federer's quality. Having said that, the 1 break was all that Ferrero needed in the first set.
And Federer had gone the wrong way.
14.
He had it. He was all over it. Terrific shot just down at the feet. And then this one, well, he normally makes those in his sleep.
Game. Federer 2 games to 1.
Yes, a real reprieve there for Federer, down love 30. So the lead is just the one break at 2-1. And I agree entirely with your scenario there, because if he can stay in the set, if he can just find form, we know if Federer's in top form, he beats everybody.
Yep, exactly right. And he knows himself that a lot of the time against the majority of players, when he doesn't play his best, he can still beat them. But tonight I would suggest at the moment that Federer is well below his best. He's not just a fraction off it. And this will be a monumental effort for Federer if he can get back into this one and turn it around, because he's now playing a world-class player with his tail up. And that's, when you get to that situation and stage of the match, it is difficult to turn around and slap that tail down.
Well, we were really looking forward to this match between two world number ones. Hasn't gone the way we expected, simply because Ferrero is playing as well as he has for a long time, and Federer isn't. But can the Spaniard keep it up? Can Federer find some form to turn it around?
They're stringing it together now, Federer, in this point at least. Terrific depth to set up a short reply, gave himself time to line up the shot that he'd selected.
It was the fourth game of the first set in which Federer had his 4 chances to break back. Suddenly exploded into form, and it's 3 breakback points.
Yes, here we go for Federer. Look at this, flattens the ball out, not as much top on the ball, skims the top of the net. And Ferrero nowhere near it.
Love 40.
Correction.
Yes, the line judge correcting his own call. Don't think it really benefited either man, because Federer had come up with a decent return. In fact, it benefits Ferrero because he comes up with a much better serve.
15.
For the first time, and it's game on.
And now will be a real test of Ferrero's belief and confidence. He would have gained a lot with his first set performance and that early break at the start of the second set. But as we know, confidence at times can be very fickle. Balance just slightly put off for Federer with that little net cord. The ball reacting differently off the court than a normally struck ground stroke. Big part of the match here.
Oof. And that was off the net cord and onto the sideline.
Yeah, bang on the sideline.
Thank you.
Much to Ferrero's dismay.
Federer 3 games to 2.
3 games in a row then for Roger Federer, and he's ahead for the first time in either set. Isn't that quite a sight? Clouds going across what is virtually a full moon. So suddenly a very important game for Ferrero. He's lost the last 3.
Guys, please. Thank you.
easily see this one just running off into the distance for Ferrero. He's got to steady the ship here. He really has. Or else he could well be sinking.
Yeah, suddenly the doubts, the anxieties, the errors are all too obvious for everyone to see.
15-14.
2 points to make it 4 straight games and turn this match absolutely on its head. The foundation of form, the foundation of belief wasn't there, and suddenly when the wind blew, the House of Straw has blown straight over.
Yeah, it's a rough one this for Ferrero. He's shaking his head. He knew that didn't have this one in the bag. There is Roger's girlfriend, Miroslava Vavranek, or Mirka as she's known, I suppose.
Yep. Oh, we'll give her a proper name first and then the nickname.
Yeah, but this is a rough one right now for Ferrero. He's got to just get rid of the frustration and just refocus on the points that are being played.
Suddenly there's an authority about Federer.
39.
Yes, just starting to flow now, Federer. It was a slow start, an indifferent start. But there's the quality of the man. Didn't panic, believed in himself, and in control now of this second set. And I think we all feel the match. Cheeky, very cheeky.
Yes. But there, suddenly, here's a man with a foundation of confidence. All that he has achieved in the game over the last year and a bit. The Federer game is built of brick. Solid.
Federer leads 5 games to 2.
5 games in a row. And Federer now leads 5-2. And we assume, and we shouldn't, but we assume we're going to go to a third and final set.
They've had quite a treat tonight, this crowd. First time in my memory as well, David, that the crowd has stayed for the second night match. At times it's the first night match that's like the marquee encounter, and then a few people just drift off and enjoy the delights of the surround, the Century Village and the Irish pub as well. But here, everybody's just stayed in their seats and enjoyed it.
And of course the nice thing is tomorrow is a holiday. It's the holy day in the Muslim world, Friday. So no one's got to go to work, or not too many people have got to go to work tomorrow, and so they can stay on. And we're not that late, are we? It's only 10 o'clock local time. It's incredible to think that Ferrero was a set 2-love and love 30 up in this match. Since then, it's been all Federer.
Yes, may tend to start to stay away from the forehand when he's approaching. There's a few times he's been passed cross court tonight. He's had more success coming into the two-hander.
Saying that if Federer finds his form, he can beat anyone, and suddenly he's found his form.
Yeah, and this was a slap, wasn't it? Look at that. Woof. Barely saw the racket face as it went through the ball. Barely saw the ball.
Well, I think Federer is surprised by the quality of the second serve. I'm not sure that Ferrero would have wanted to be on the outside edge of the line, but he found it. And now he finds the baseline. There's Federer.
A good call as well, this one on the baseline, because we've seen a few of these called out, but that one just fairly shot off the line. That's why Ferrero had no play.
Played Juan Carlos.
Leads 5 games to 3.
Because even though it may be too late to save the second set, it was very important that he re-establish some sort of form and equilibrium in his own game.
And in his mind as well, which is where it's really at for Ferrero at the moment. It's all about controlling the doubts in the mind.
Wow.
Well, this will help settle the demons.
Love 15.
suddenly Ferrero turning it on again, and who knows, it may not be too late to save the set.
Yep, going for it. Just really just relaxing and flowing. Didn't honestly think we'd see this type of response.
Three break-back points. Who'd have believed this?
White piece during serve, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Just the third ace. Oh, boy, is this a big point.
Why is the world number one? Put a full stop right there, really, isn't it? You could take that game and show it to anybody in the world's game and say, this is why Roger Federer is the world's best. Sit and watch.
From 3 break points down to set point up. Just back on the Spaniard side. Could so easily have dribbled over. We'll go the distance. It's 1-all. Second set to Federer, 6-3, and after an hour and a quarter, these two great champions are producing a very fine contest indeed.
Wonderful to see Federer tested and stretched like this. And he's been tested in this match as a whole. It was Ferrero who got off to the better start, was a set and a break to the good. And we were all thinking possible upset, but then really from nowhere, Federer just clicked into gear and just took control. 5 games on the bounce for the world number one from love 2 in this second set, and just ripped the heart out of Ferrero almost. And you could see Ferrero, just the head just started to drop a little bit. He did have those 3 break points when Federer was serving for the second set, couldn't take them. And then Federer here, just check this out. Short angle, and then short angle. The perfect point.
Third and final set then. Ferrero to serve.
Ferrero needs a good start here. If Federer can get an early break on the board, it could be pretty quick in this final set. So a service hold here imperative for the Spaniard. It was a backhand that cracked a little bit, wasn't it, in the middle part of the second set when Federer started to find his game.
Yeah, it's always likely to be the Achilles heel of Ferrero. Oh dear, what was he thinking of there?
Well, that was one of yours. I've seen you play this shot.
My slice forehand, it's legion.
I can only assume he was trying for a drop shot and then decided at the last moment to go deep with it and made a hash of it.
Yeah, alarm bells will be sounding in the Spanish camp at the moment as Federer gets to break point. Certainly, Juan Carlos's girlfriend Esther fidgeting nervously in her seat. Well, by Federer's standards, that's very, very poor, and he knows it. He's banging his wrist against his head.
Advantage, Ferrero.
Frustration for Federer, knows he should have broken.
First game, finals.
There was a chance to continue his authority. Ferrero did well to fend it off, although Federer had a play on the forehand return, pushed it long. I'd imagine that they'll be encouraged overall by what they've seen tonight. This has got to be an improvement upon Ferrero's form of late, of the last 12 months or so.
Well, Ferrero thinking it was wide. I don't think Herfel's going to umpire Herfel is going to overrule on the far sideline. So it goes down as a fourth ace.
Net first.
Out!
14. Net first. One game.
Love service game then for Roger Federer, which means that both men have had two love service games in the match. And after an hour and 24 minutes, we're tied at 1-all, 1 game all.
Quick movement here from Ferrero after this shot. Knew he'd got it down deep, and then it was immediately moving forward. Got that to that one in plenty of time. Quick thinking. Only a second double fault of the match, both of them from Juan Carlos.
Second service game in a row that Federer has pegged Ferrero back from 30-love to 30-all. Well, Federer unable to sustain his high form of the second set. It's 2-1 Ferrero.
The longer this one goes on without a service break, the better chance Ferrero's got of snipping this one. Yes, you do get a feel that if Federer can get an early break, then Ferrero's game could well fall apart. But at the moment, he's staying firm. A few people taking a fancy to Federer.
Well, this is Roger Federer against Andre Agassi playing on the helipad of the Burj Al Arab Hotel. We'll bring you the full story on Eurosport when you join us on quarterfinals day. So close.
59.
You rascal.
Yeah, fortunate. Federer was on it. He'd read where it was going. Nothing he could do about that. Nobody's reactions would have covered that one. If it had been a US Open net, that would have hit the backstop on the fly off the top of the tape, but not here. Didn't shake up Federer too much, though, did it?
14-15.
5 aces now for the Swiss. None in the match from Oncallis.
2 games up.
He's missed it.
It's a look of hope more than anything else at Roland Herfel from Ferrero. Some people don't like it, but I think this one definitely missed. We'll have a closer look. Yeah, I think that was wide. It was a good call. Some rally.
Love the thing.
Always tough to hit that one with the forehand down the line, because there's always a tendency just to pull across the ball a fraction, and that will drag it into the tram lines. This is a good leap from Ferrero. Intelligent volley back behind, just keeping it tight. And did well there, sprung up at the last moment. Almost thought the ball was over the top of him.
He's digging deep, isn't he, Ferrero? All credit to him. I thought he might fade in this third set. He might have done if Federer had got that early break.
This is interesting, because I thought Ferrero was waiting for Roland Herfel to overrule. Probably looked long actually from there. It's a good call. Ferrero wasn't covering it with his feet.
Well, it's living up to all possible expectations, and frankly on recent form it's exceeding them, because I think most people had assumed Federer could win this comfortably. It's anything but comfortable. 3-2 final set. Ferrero leads.
Time.
10:30 of a Thursday night here in Dubai, and no one is going home early. 3-2, Juan Carlos Ferrero leads final set against Roger Federer. We're on serve.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, that's stunning.
Yeah, left his move at a fraction late here, Freddie. See where he gets up to. And again, just left in no man's land. You can't cover the angles either way when you're in that position of the court. Too much real estate to cover. Made this look easy, but it was anything but. With a miss hit, you're never quite sure how the ball's going to react off the surface, even if it does bounce in the middle of the court.
So first half chance of the set for Ferrero to make inroads on the Federer serve. And now the Spaniard has his first break point of the set.
Thank you.
You just have to admire Federer's calmness under pressure, the ability to think under extreme pressure from Ferrero there to put that volley back behind.
Would you believe it? A first double fault of the match from Federer.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, quite pleased during serve. Thank you.
It's wide, and Ferrero is up a break in the third.
Well, this really would be something. Don't count out Federer quite yet, but Ferrero right now on the precipice of what would be a huge boost for him. Confidence. All the turmoil that he's been through with injuries and illness the last 14, 15 months. And this would be so sweet if he can just hold his next two service games. Sounds easy, and anything but when you're facing the world's best, but he's given himself the opportunity. Can he take it?
New balls. That is the response of the champion.
not a bad response, is it?
Love the team.
Dear me, we could be in for quite an entertaining 10-15 minutes or so. The problem in this position for anybody when you're playing Federer is that once you've got the break and you've got a chance of beating him, you've still got to take the ball on and you've still got to be positive with it. The moment you step back and hope that he won't make you play and he'll miss, then you're in real danger. So you've almost just got to bite down hard on the bullet here and keep making those plays. Prime example.
15-30. That is it.
Federer's backhand smash is right onto the baseline, and it's a chance for him to break straight back.
30-40.
Shot on the far baseline that must have been so close.
Yeah, there were a few moans in the crowd, a few people sitting on that line feeling that it had drifted long. Federer stuck in the point. That was a huge forehand, given the situation from the Spaniard.
Well, so difficult to tell. This just gets better and better.
Well, I thought we had some special matches at the Australian Open this year. In fact, there were a series of special matches, but we've had some wonderful encounters so far here this week, and this right up there. Couldn't be closer. Terrific advert for men's tennis.
Oh, it's a double. And Federer does break straight back. It's 4-3.
Ferrero leads 4 games to 3.
Yes, you're absolutely right, isn't it? What a wonderful advert for this tournament, being seen these matches around the world. And these two great champions are playing like great champions. Sure, there's some errors as well, the frustration obvious, but they're producing wonderful entertainment.
Yeah, and it's good to see another person pushing Federer to the very limit. I think there were a lot of people out there, and I was probably included in those, that felt that Federer against anybody else other than maybe Safin, possibly Roddick on his day, Hewitt, maybe Henman at times, would struggle. But it's great to see Ferrero, who we know is world class, but having a difficult period in his career at the moment, be able to come out here and push Federer. Because ultimately that's what we want. We don't want a world number one that is totally and utterly dominant. We do want him to be stretched, and we want a variety of people to do that, because then you get the best out of the world's best, and that's what you want to see.
Back on serve then at 3-4. Just waiting for a spare ball to be cleared up. Ace number 6. Another look at Roger Federer's girlfriend. Look at Vavrinec. Really enjoying the atmosphere here, as we all are. Couldn't watch for more than this. 4-4 final set. That's 2 he's had, and he's not happy, is he?
I don't think anybody would be happy, because he's in the play, he's in control of the points, he's there in force on top of the net, and again, nothing that you can do about that. not the best drop you'll see Federer hit or any of the other players here this week, but what he did do was close it down, and it makes it very difficult for anybody out there to find the angle once you see your opponent closing those angles down. And an intelligent move from Federer.
Well, this time the net cord goes against Ferrero, and that was a bad miss. Good serve.
The forehand has pretty much been Ferrero's friend tonight. They're distinctly unfriendly.
One said all 4, all 30 all. You could say we're pretty even.
Well, not making a mistake this time with the short ball. Got up to it just at the top of the bounce.
Federer leads 5 games to 4.
So Juan Carlos Ferrero leads 5-4, which means Roger Federer will have to serve to stay in the match. Ferrero from 15-30 down after missing that forehand. He hasn't folded as we thought he might, given his lack of recent wins on the tour. Only 4 matches won this year, and a very modest 23 matches won last year when you compare Federer, who won 74 matches last year, 51 more. Oh, just listen to this.
Thank you.
Ferrero leads 5-4, final set. Federer serving.
Ladies and gentlemen, please wipe these during and in between serves. Thank you. 39.
Well, Ferrero unable to take advantage of the fact that so far in this game he hasn't faced a first serve.
Game. 5 games on.
Third love service game of the match for Roger Federer. He ties it up as we reach the 2-hour mark. 1 set all and 5 all.
Impressive. That's a great shot. As he was so far back, and to hit a clean winner from there, very special. So Juan Carlos answers Federer's love service game with his third of the match, and the Spaniard leads 6 games to 5. So we're in the final set. Can Federer force a final set tiebreak? Of course, Federer had to go to a final set tiebreak to win his first match against the qualifier, Ivo Minar. It's just a huge forehand, wasn't it? From Ferrero, who really has held it together so well in this final set. I think absolutely crucial was the fact that he saved, or rather, Federer wasted the break point in the very first game.
Second time Federer serves to stay in the match and to hang on to his title. This classical Federer opening up the court with the angles. The two girlfriends heavily involved as their men prepare to contest a decisive tiebreak. A strange choice of shot there from Federer. I don't know whether he was trying to draw Ferrero in, but that shot he's tried 3 or 4 times, and I think only once has it really worked for him in the match. Well, a real change of pace there from Ferrero on the serve. Slower kicker, and it really caught Federer by surprise. It was only 130 kilometers an hour. He guessed right, he had a play.
3-2. Ferrero.
So still we can't separate these two men. A set all, 6 games all, 3 points all. One moment of inspiration, one moment of outrageous fortune. Might just swing this. Federer gets away with it. He shouldn't have. Again, the little dink drew Ferrero in, and Juan Carlos really didn't take his chance. So the first 7 points of the tiebreak have all been won by the server. He'd opened up the chance.
Thank you.
What a time to serve your first ace of the match.
5-4. Ferrero.
And it's 2 match points.
Thank you. Thank you.
The big difference about the second match point is that it is, of course, on this man's serve.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Players are ready. Thank you.
Ferrero, who's missed the bus. It was only just long, but long it was. I don't think there'll be any nails left in those two.
Quiet, please. Thank you.
As we've said before, that's why he's the best in the world. From 2 match points down, 3 points in a row, and it's match point to Federer.
Thank you. Thank you.
The champion lives on.
4-6, 6-3, 7-6.
What a match! Federer through on a final set breaker, having saved 2 match points. He'll play Mikhail Yuzhny in the